think we can all agree that the Volkswagen Polo is one of the most popular cars on the road today. And the Volkswagen Dragons are a breed on their own. Now look, I'm not really one to talk because I've got a City Golf myself, but some of the modifications that Polo drivers in South Africa make on their cars are hilarious, for a lack of a better word. With that being said, let's look at the history of the Volkswagen Polo. South Africa only got the Polo in the 90s, but it was actually designed all the way back in 1974. And to look at the Polo, we also have to look at the Audi 50, which was the smallest car on the Audi line, but it was also the design that Volkswagen stole from the Audi range when they bought over the company. Now, the Audi 50 was designed by Marcello Gandini, who designed for Ferrari and Lamborghini under the company Bertoni. The first Polo was extremely popular because it was launched in the fuel crisis, and it was so fuel efficient that it didn't even have a fuel gauge. Obviously, they sold like hotcakes, and the first model only had an 895cc engine. The Volkswagen Derby was released in 1977, which was basically a Polo with a boot. Now, the Polo performed way better than the Audi 50, and because Volkswagen owned Audi, they removed the Audi 50 completely. The second generation of Polo was released in 1981 and had a steep rear window which gave it a wagon look. Volkswagen also offered a sporty GT version. By 1983, more than 1 million Polos had been produced and sold, and by 1986, that number doubled. In 1994, the MK3 was released, and South Africa was introduced to this version in 1996. We got a different version than the Europeans got though. I think we got the MK36. Now, these were launched with 3 engines, so they weren't anything special, but they were still popular in the sense that they were basic and affordable. The 4th gen was released in 2004 and had a brand new look with round headlights. It was later updated and had a facelift in 2006. The 4th gen saw an extreme rise in popularity with the Polo, but this was largely due to the engine varieties that it offered. It had a 1.4, 1.6, 2 litre and 2 versions of the 1.9 TDI, and the GTI was released in the Polo versions as well. 2009 saw the release of the 5th gen Polo, and I remember thinking that this design was stunning. It was completely different than the Polo look of the previous years. This version of the Polo had an even bigger range of engines available, and they were unbelievably fuel efficient. This Polo received accolades such as the European Car of the Year and World Car of the Year at the New York International Auto Show, as well as What Car Super Mini of the Year, and even Japan Import Car of the Year. This impressive list is hardly surprising considering this Polo was longer, wider, and 7.5% lighter than its predecessor. It also had increased boot capacity of 280 litres and featured new safety features that helped it do a reassuring 5-star European NCAP crash impact rating. When VW killed off the City Golf in 2010, the Polo Vivo took its place, which was basically a rerun of the previous generation of Polos that was popular but they didn't want to release it. The Polo had very basic 1.4 and 1.6 models and was like a skeleton of the 4th gen Polo. Since 2017, the Polo has continued to improve cabin space, engines and interior technology. VW Super Mini now comes with a range of 1 litre 3-cylinder engines and 2 litre GTIs. The new Polo's big car feel, along with its unwavering reputation for reliability and safety, means it's the ideal choice for a first car. As one of the best-selling hatchbacks over the last 4 decades, this perfect blend of design and function can only mean that Polo's popularity will continue for a long time to come. The Polo has been popular for decades, and it's unlikely that it will lose its popularity anytime soon.